Does the stream have a buffer?
Yeah. Do we have a starting soon screen?
No, we don't have a starting soon screen.
We're just jumping right.
We're gonna chat about it. We're gonna take a couple seconds here. We could talk about some things, interesting things. You know, it's been a while since I've seen your faces. How was everybody's off season? Anybody do any real big plans? Anybody go to Hawaii? Anybody start prepping their specialty Pokemon for Devon Season 2? No?
I went and did my first local challenge right before the OGL like meta shift, and I actually won the whole thing.
Hey!
It's the first time I ever went and did one.
Congratulations!
Freaking Auburn, fresh off of Worlds, not making it easy. What a jerk!
What a jerk! Fresh off of Worlds, Auburn. You mean just doing his regular thing?
He beat me the first round that we were paired, and then we were paired again in Top Cut, and to beat him.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
I put up the stream, and like there's a little bit of delay, so I was like hearing everything twice for a second. And that was very fun.
It probably was a doozy for you, huh?
It was.
Nice. Well, I see you're first in our chat room. Thank you. Be sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel. Like gets that algorithm out there, and that lets everybody else in your community know we're doing stuff here for Devon GG, and that will help them when they're looking for the Crypt meta. Brand new meta. It's a ghost meta. It's definitely very Halloween-y themed. We got pumpkins. It's got October. It's got a fall feel. I'm excited. We're going to spotlight this in a couple minutes here. Get a little chat going. See if the hub up for one more minute, and then we'll get right into our program.
So speaking of Halloween, so if you could dress up as any Pokemon for Halloween, which would you pick? Question out to everybody.
Well,
I mean,
it's funny you should say that because I'm on the Battle Cats podcast now, and like we have a bet going, as we do every, new season, and the losers have to dress up as a Pokemon of the winner's choice.
Solid.
And go where with it though? Like it's because Halloween will pass by then.
On the podcast. Just
okay.
for
Just during
the recording, for the recording.
I would be Spirit too. I think that would be a fun one. Just a big old rock and have a thing just throw like a fan at people.
And have you ever dressed up as a Pokemon as a child for Halloween? And if so, how many times?
No, never. It was never
cool when
I was a child. It was never cool when I was a child.
Every year I dress up as something. I love Halloween so much.
I dress up as something, but never Pokemon because it was never cool as a child. But
when I grew up, I think from like kindergarten to like third grade, I was Pikachu every year.
Wow. Did you just put red cheeks on your?
I did, and I had the Pikachu mask and the I think it was his full outfit.
Nice. The little onesie. That's cool.
I think so, yeah.
Fish, I feel like you wanted to tell us all some awesome story about your Halloween.
We don't really do Halloween in Australia. And it's funny because our grocery store chains are really trying to make it a thing. But it's just not a thing. Like there are occasional trick. Like I might get one every second year. I might get a trick or treater coming around, and because like we're heading into summer, the days are getting longer. Like it's not even nighttime. Like it'll still be light outside, and we get some kids dressed up as whatever.
When it's 10 p.m. and it's still super bright outside, that doesn't really feel very Halloween-y.
And like literally, because like it's so rare, we'll be like, don't have anything for you. I'm sorry. We've got a granola bar.
Yeah.
So I can't be the only one, but like have you guys' grocery stores been having like a bunch of like the Halloween candy for sale recently? And you have like
I've already bought 4 bags of Nerds candy corn. If I suggest anything,
they put it up at the beginning of August.
Okay, the question is, have you already?
We're gonna
how many?
We're gonna rear. We've got a project going on now. We are in the chat. I'm excited for Halloween too, but we are in it. We are getting going, and let's get our show up and running. It is 4:05, everybody. Welcome to the Poke Battle Network, as we are here to do a meta spotlight on Devon Corps Season 2. That's right, Devon Corps, our grassroots, is back for another incredible season. We had such an amazing time with it the first season, and they wanted to give us a second one. We have incredible casters joining us on the desk today as our new analyst, Poke Battle Network 1 analyst, Brown Baller, is back at it again for another season. Brown, how you doing tonight? With all your candy and your Halloween goodness.
I don't want to admit how much candy I've eaten, but like I'm about to feast on this new meta that we have coming up. The Crypt meta. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday ever, and this is a very spooky meta, so I'm excited to see what my fellow co-casters Fish on a Heater and Hurricane Kaz have to say as well about this.
Yeah, it's exciting to have them back. Fish, welcome back. Kaz, welcome back.
Hey, good to be here.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to diving in and into a new season of Grassroots Meta. So happy to be back.
It's amazing to see the Season 2 kicking off right in October, right when we have that good grassroots feel. Season 2 of Sylph started October with a nice sinister Halloweeny cup, and now Devon's kicking us off with a wonderful Halloweeny cup here as well. But in order for that to have happened, we've had some interesting things going down in our world, have we not, over the past few months? And we've had some new mechanics kicking off. I gotta ask Brown, we've seen so many things happen with Devon. It's been incredible over the season with these new mechanics. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking here?
I mean, it's been a refresher. Honestly, it feels like a brand new game again. Like, counter is nerfed. Buy slam is nerfed. There's so many nerfs. I know people don't like nerfs. I'm more nerf happy than most others, but there's some exciting moves that'll be very predominant in this meta that I think we finally get to play with. It's new toys. It's Christmas in Halloween season.
Jack Skellington?
Yeah, I was gonna say they have a name for that. It's Nightmare Before
It's Nightmare Before Christmas. Fish, we know you don't get all the Halloween references or anything like that, but do you understand the meta of Halloween? No, I'm just kidding. How do you feel about what's going on?
Do you even get Halloween?
Do you get Halloween?
Do you even Halloween, bro? Every time Halloween Cup comes around, I'm like, what a ween? Hello, what now?
Hello.
Yeah, I had something to say. I think, like Brown Baller said, it's been quite revitalizing to the game for me. I have heard a bunch of people complaining about the state of things, and to those people, I say, is PvP really for you? Because like, if you're still not happy after all these wonderful changes, then go outside, enjoy some stuff. It's so much nicer enjoying things.
It's way better to enjoy things than to not enjoy things.
Yeah, if I had the choice between the two.
Yeah, like what you like and be proud of it. Yeah, I think that I definitely think that the new meta has been really refreshing, like in terms of a lot of Pokemon that we never really thought we'd see in the competitive circuit becoming a lot more viable. I do think that the state of the game itself sometimes ruins what would otherwise be a really fun time. But the Pokemon themselves and the move updates, I genuinely love. And I've been having a lot of fun with, especially my Chestnut, which I said would be useful and nobody believed me. And then what did Wadash have on his team at Baltimore?
Oh, snap. No, the new meta has been absolutely refreshing indeed. You guys touched on everything gratefully. Like, it's wonderful to see these new mechanics, especially that timer, bringing it in, and that's really going to impact what we get out of Pokemon now, especially in Devon, because now maybe that Pokemon that doesn't live long enough or can't get out of a situation to not get that second charge move thrown at them now has the opportunity to get out. If we're noticing that in a lot of the Psychic Cup right now, a lot of the Pokemon were like, oh, it's Malamar and Malamar, and somehow they're kind of locked into it on the swap in, but all of a sudden you bring Malamar out and you're like, oh, Malamar is in like the deep yellow. But then you realize Malamar against the rest of the team in the deep yellow is so good. Whereas Malamar would have taken the last hit and wouldn't have been able to get out with deep yellow. So it's just one of those really great things that now with Devon Corp and restricted metas, it's going to help players play with even more Pokemon out there. I expect more birds from Hurricane Kaz flying out. I expect more cat Pokemon from Brown Baller. All these metas, like, it is so incredible what's going on here, and you guys touched on everything properly. It's so good. I'm so excited for it. Is there, with the new move update given to the Pokemon, is there one Pokemon that you're excited to play with in a Devon meta? Just one. For your thoughts.
I mean, honestly, playing the Psychic Cup in GBL has made me really look at a lot of the Astonish users and be like, so many things get Astonished, and I'm like, oh, you could be good just all the time.
It is such a good move now. They tried a few times to buff it, and everyone's like, "Nah, still ain't it." But now it's it. It's it. It's definitely it.
So is there a Pokemon Fish that you like with Astonish? Because that question was both for Brown and Fish as well to answer. One Pokemon that they're excited to play in Devon that they think has been activated now.
I don't remember what meta it is, but there was one particular meta where I really, really enjoyed using a Moongus. And I don't think it worked with Astonish back then. Now it is 100% going to work with Astonish.
Brown?
For me, there's two I really think. One is Fortress. Like, Volt Switch, it feels so random on it. Like, I just want to see it play out. And, you know, with this meta, unfortunately, it is banned, but there'll be one later where it's unbanned, so get excited about that.
I'm really excited as well about Amoonguss because it was almost there. I played it in some open Great League. You could have some fun with it, but it literally just needed something. Needed a little bit more pop. Needed a bit more energy build. Something to give it the edge because it is such a thick Pokemon. And with the Astonish boost, love it. But I'm going to also give it to Furret because, you know, Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch. Oh my God. There's so many great Pokemon out there that got all great new movesets, but a lot of them in the first season came out hard and swinging after the last Soaring Skies, was it? It was Soaring Skies. So literally right off the bat in the first season, we had the Knockout Cup, and that gave us the Whiscash, and we really got to play with Whiscash and see how good Whiscash was at the beginning of January of 2024. So these last metas, Kaz, you and I played some good all through the metas. How'd you feel about Season 1 in Grassroots?
It was really exciting to see Devon kind of push the envelope on how to build metas. I think that Sylph towards the end started trying to find ways to do that, but mostly relied on just picking particular typings, banning certain things, having whitelists, that sort of thing. Devon really went hard on you know what? We're just gonna ban a whole move. You know, and the genetic cup, the team building for that, I was literally sitting there the meme, with the math floating in front of my head, so it was definitely a challenge, but I think it's a really fun way to keep Grassroots evolving and from like becoming stagnant.
Yeah, they really went real hard. You can tell this was the season 5 Sylph creators that made this season, because in the early stages of Sylph, it was really so much like learning how to battle with just the typings, trying to figure out. But then once you started bringing a couple of the same typings and you started seeing the same Pokemon. So they did a really good job in these metas, giving us Pokemon still that were popping up or getting new movesets that we could play with and start really feeling comfortable with, that transitioned into OGL for those first few. But then they were like, you know what? We know we did this slot meta. We're going to do now here's 40 Pokemon, figure out 6 Pokemon and deal with that. Like they really were all over the map when it came down to how to team build. Like you were saying, one meta was real slot, one meta was real technical, and then they're like, okay, we gave you really 2 intense metas. Here's a typing meta with like some bans. Oh, and you can't use charm, or you can't use counter. You know, there were things that they wanted to make sure that we're still providing that. So I really liked what they brought in season 1. I did, however, thought it was a little bit much. Like, unless you were following with Sylph to season 5, picking up Knockout Cup might have been real hard. Or looking at genetic meta going...
Yeah, I was going to say, again, genetic meta, I was like, what even do
Genetics is poster child for what it is.
I'm so glad Gym Breakers picked it up so that other players could deal with this headache, because literally all of my teammates are like, Guy, what are we doing here? What is this, Sosa? And luckily we had genetics with Devon Corps season 1, but I really, really appreciated that. And it seems like we're getting into that. And when they brought up the World Championship and we saw these top 8 battlers battling it out, and it kind of seemed like the same team, it really came down to which play style these battlers came in. As we watched the World Championships play through and play with, even though it was a Typhlosion on most of the teams, some players didn't want to play with Typhlosion. Some players had different play styles against Typhlosion. And some battlers knew how to make Typhlosion's Incinerate look ridiculous. So
I tell you what, that Shadow Typhlosion is real scary. Anywhere it's allowed. Like, just a terrifying monster. I mean, watching players use it in the Play Pokemon meta in Baltimore that we had recently, you know, that thing can beat its like arguably hardest counter of Feraligatr if it has like the shields and energy. And it wins the cap tie, so like that's horrifying. Honestly.
Which means that it also wins all the evens, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember
even an
talking
energy
about
leak.
that. I remember mentioning that to somebody, Brown, and they were like, no, Typhlosion.
Did he sound like that?
He did. Yeah. No,
I think it was a little bit of a different scenario you were talking about, though.
I was saying Shadowclaw Typhlosion. That was the difference. Is that if you got it matched up with because it wins the cap. But no, the Typhlosion, like you were saying, has absolutely an incredible, but paddlers playing with this style. Gents, Brown and Fish, you guys played and hosted a lot of these tournaments and metas as well. Which one of these metas did you really like or felt you had a good time with?
For me, probably the first one, the Knockout Cup, was the one I found the most fun. I hit the ground running myself. I did quite well to start off with. I always like to loudly proclaim like how close I get to greatness without actually getting there. So like I couldn't play the last 2 metas because of travel. So because of that, I finished I think it was like 20 spots outside the top 64 necessary to qualify for Worlds playoffs. But so for those first 2 or 3 months, I was really taking to it really well. And the Knockout Cup, the first one, was my favorite of the lot.
I like them all. They're all very interesting for sure. I remember I did a Journey Through Flash with Sosaflo casting during Knockout Cup, and I heard constantly, Brown Baller gets procced. Brown Baller gets procced. Brown Baller gets procced.
Are we talking the first time Scald came out to Whiscash and it was like
we are
95% of the time?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, and the best part. Well, I was. I mean, it was definitely a lot of fun doing that. I'm just sitting there. It's like you're like a cat, and like it's like a Whiscash is just
Awesome
thrown water on you, and then you're now just a very sad cat after you've been debuffed. And then I would throw it, and then I would not get the debuff. And I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. But yeah, Skull definitely getting toned back as well. But my favorite one was oh my gosh, I can't remember the name.
Sovereign.
The normal meta.
Sovereign Cup. It was Sovereign Cup.
Yep.
Tackle down.
Yeah.
Gotta
that one was very
down.
It was very strategic. It was very good. I know me and Fish brought out the along. I'm like, yeah, this is okay. When we made our meta video, and then I started playing, I'm like, wow, this thing's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the Oinkoloid Fish, you brought that out because we just got Paldea too, and it was so beautiful. Yeah, the season 1 was absolutely an incredible season to kick us off here because we hadn't had a grassroots meta in almost a year since Silph Season 5 said goodbye to us battlers. But with that, we had an incredible entire season, which led to a world championship, which gave us a world champion. So we have a wonderful video here with the world champion Brown Baller.
Oh, well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing.
Go!
Well done,
Woo! Yeah. Where do I begin? Is this my acceptance speech? No. Again, I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I had time to write one actually.
We are getting into our video with Ryblet, the world champion. So let's go hear how he's been doing this offseason.
Hello everyone, I am Ryblet. I am your Devon Season 1 World Champion. And then a little bit more to introduce myself, I am a field specialist for the Battle Frontier Team Wing Attack, and just an all-around PvP enthusiast. Much like a lot of you, I'm just here because I like playing the game. Absolutely. I was reading up on the changelog before the changes were pushed, and delightful. Part of my favorite thing about these new move changes is the absolute scale of them. In the last 4 years I've been playing this game, I feel like it's been counter users and mudshot users just completely dominating the meta. Both of those, for a large part, just completely gone. And that means that there's a completely new spread of Pokemon that have a lot of play, and that we're going to be seeing in these grassroots tournaments, which, I'm excited about that. That's part of the reason why I love Devon, because the metas give some of these lesser used Pokemon a chance to shine. And, in case you need a little bit of convincing that this new move update is going to completely change how the game looks, just take a look at the Baltimore regionals that we had this past weekend, or 2 weekends ago, recently. In the top day 1 usage, we had Malamar, we had Jumpluff, which, we've never seen at a regional before, Shadow Typhlosion, maybe 2, and one of my favorite little tidbits was Galarian Moltres, of all things, not only made the top usage in day 2, but it was also on Elam's team, and he got 3rd place at Baltimore with it, which, I did not have Galarian Moltres getting 3rd in a regionals in my 2024 bingo card. In addition to the new meta, as you may know, we also have the switch timer being reduced from 60 to 50 seconds, which I'm very excited about. I think it's going to help make for a lot more dynamic games and sort of give the games more of a 3 versus 3 feel instead of just, 3 separate 1v1s. So, long answer, short question. I'm extremely excited for what the future of PvP has in store for us. So I think for grassroots tournaments, specifically in Devon, I think we're going to start seeing, some of the more common Season 1 meta picks that were buffed from this last set of updates. So the three that come to mind immediately are probably Galarian Weezing. It was a sort of more fringe pick back in Knockout, but Fairy Wind and Brutal Swing got tweaked so that I think Galarian Weezing is going to have some appearance. And then Jumpluff from, I believe it was Zodiac and Rainstorm Cups, also has, Fairy Wind. It's bulky, it sticks around for a long time. So on something that bulky, even the slightest damage increase has a huge difference. And then Malamar as well. Malamar was around in Sovereign Cup and Zodiac Cup, and I don't know if you've played with Malamar at all, but Psywave is a lot of fun, and I would not be surprised if we saw it pop up quite a bit in the next season of Devon tournaments. Those were all, sort of Season 1 picks. As for completely new things that I think are going to pop up, I would guess we're going to see at least one Galaric meta, because Shadow Punch got buffed, Astonish got buffed, and then Mudslap got buffed. And this one's more, a little bit more out there, but I think it would be really fun if we had a Vespiquen meta, because, again, Poison Sting got buffed, Power Gem got buffed. And I do have a little bit of a hunch, not going to say why, but I have a little bit of a hunch that we are going to see at least one Pangoro meta this season. Oh, I'm so excited for Season 2. The Devon team did a fantastic job with, running everything and making the metas for Season 1, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us for Season 2. As for the target on my back, I don't know, you may give me a bit too much credit, but I'll see what I can do. I'm excited to face a lot of good trainers, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me on. Good luck to everyone who's going to be competing in Season 2, and I will see you out there. And so, without further ado, I'm going to send it back to Sosa for your first meta announcement for Devon Season 2.
All right, we just heard from the champion, and he is so excited, as are we, to introduce the Crypt meta. That's right, this meta is for us in October. We have Fairy, Ghost, Ground, and Bug typing allowed. Now, they've allowed some species here. Amoonguss, which is a poison. We've got Cacturn, we've got Jellicent, we've got Lantern, we've got Magmar, Magmortar, interesting, Fire Spin, Karate Chop, hello. We've got Marowak of Alolan, Vespiquen. We've got, is that Ninjask, right? And Yamask? Ninjask and Yamask.
Well,
Yama.
it's actually Yanma.
Yanma.
It's not even like Yan Mega. It's Yanma.
It's just Yanma, right?
The baby.
The baby version, not the evolved version, the baby version. Thank you, guys. You know your flyers. But here's the thing. The reason you're like, wait, so those are all bug typing. Why are they allowed? Because the ban typings, like banning flying, banning normal, banning steel, banning water, banning fire. So that's why the Jellicent's you're like, wait a minute. Why is that Jellicent there? That's a ghost. It's allowed. No, waters are banned, but the Jellicent makes it through. They're also banned species. No Carbink, no Clodsire, Sableye, no Alolan Ninetales, no Whimsicott, no Leavanny. I know many people that were upset about that, on top of the banned move of Charm. We talked about how Devon likes going after those moves, that one move, and that's brilliant because that move helps open up a lot of other Pokemon. With Shadows allowed and Megas not allowed, they actually created a premium slot because they know there are some Pokemon that they've even allowed that could run away with it. As you see, Low Kicks, Sableye, G-Weezing, Alolan Marowak, Yamask, Galarian, Lapras, Jellicent, and Vespiquen, all in the premium slots. Casters, there is so much here to look into. Brown, let's kick it with you first. What's the first thing you're looking at here when you see something like this?
Well, the first thing I'm looking at is the premium slots. I mean, the premium Pokemon are premium for the reason. The meta developers have play tested the meta and know what's strong and what's not. What is highly ironic is after we just listened to that Bridlet video, we have two of the Mons featured in here that he'd even mentioned in the Vespiquen and the Galarian Weezing. So, calling it right on point there. We got amazing Pokemon here. I'm excited for this meta, and I had actually, while we were talking about this, I had to look up Yanma's moveset because I'm going to be honest, I don't know it.
I think it has Aerial Ace, right?
It has,
I also think it has
Ancient Power.
Ancient Power, yeah.
And Wing Attack.
and Silver Wind, Quick Attack. It has Quick Attack, Wing Attack, Aerial Ace, Silver Wind, and Ancient Power, and a hundo. It turns out to 41.5, and the rank 1 is 49.5. So you got to crank out some XLs for XL Yanma. I'm gonna be honest. I probably will not be running Yanma. So if your team is weak to Yanma, you can bring it versus me because I don't think I can have it in time.
Yeah, there's no way I've got enough. There's no way I've got enough cakes for that.
Aren't you legally obliged to run one, being a flying type, Kaz?
It's a bug. It's not a bird. Let's be clear.
Dang, she
A
put
flying bug.
She put that foot down immediately.
It's not flying types. It's bird Pokemon.
It is, isn't it? It's...
No.
Oh, okay. So okay.
She's a bird. She's a bird. Fish, what do you see?
Bird expert.
What do you see out of this meta right off the bat?
I am eager for a chance to unleash Shadow Dusknoir because with its buffed Shadow Punch, it is one of those Pokemon that can really mess up a Pokemon as long as typing isn't a factor. So I used to say this about Umbreon last season for different reasons. Like Umbreon would just outbulk everything, but it had so much bulk that as long as it wasn't coming up against a fighter or a fairy, then it would generally win against everything else just because of its bulk. With Shadow Dusknoir, it's kind of the opposite matter. If it doesn't come up against a dark or a normal type, then the power of that Shadow Claw, Shadow Punch combo allows it to do some serious damage with a very quick firing move, and then also just farm a Pokemon down the rest of the way. So like, even though most things can survive a Shadow Punch quite easily, you still feel pressured to shield it, because if you don't, then they can just shield and farm down and come out with a whole bunch of energy and, you know, wail on you with that super hard hitting Shadow Ball afterwards.
Right. Like, yeah, that's a great thing when you see a meta, you think of one Pokemon you like. Nice. Kaz, when you first look at this meta, what are you seeing?
I mean, honestly, the first thing that jumps out to me is the fairy types. Like we don't actually, with Charm Band, like you might think, oh, fairies don't really have as strong a place. But a lot of the fairies, like with the Fairy Wind buff for this season, actually came out a lot better than if they were stuck using Charm. Like one thing that we don't see on this graphic, like visually, the Pokemon itself is Clefable, which I think with Fairy Wind and access to Swift as a really nice bait move, can really run through a lot of these Pokemon. Because when you think about it, I mean, it's not like taking super effective from anything except a potential like poison move somewhere, or maybe a poison sting like fast attack. So honestly, like I think Clefable is going to end up being close to the top of the meta, just because of that access and that those newly buffed moves.
That's great. Like, I think the fairy typing too looks wonderful. Like, you're absolutely right. Like, and Clefable 2 has against the fairy too. I went with when I look at this, first off, I'm going Ghost. Like, right off the bat, let's see. We've got Astonish. What Ghost has Sucker Punch? What Ghost has Astonish? What Ghost has Hex? What's really working? But something that jumps out to me is the 2 grass Pokemon that snuck through, and they're not premiums. So if you look at the premiums, a lot of those premiums don't really want to see grass move or a dark move, and both of those grass Pokemon in that allowed slot can rock a grass and a dark move. So it's really interesting to see these allowed Pokemon come through but not be set as premiums. I think these allowed Pokemon, just like the premiums, are something you're gonna want to look into, because they're allowed for a reason. They have coverage for a reason. Like, you might be thinking, why anything with Magmartor and Magmortar, especially if Thunder Punch isn't gonna hit any water, since there's not any water Pokemon, and ground could be flying everywhere for this. But it's got Fire Spin, and if Frostlass is just that annoying queen, then maybe Magmar or Magmortar's Fire Spins are the way to go, since you can't use it. And they've got access to Fire Punches and other great moveset as well. I think isn't one of them Wild Charge? I know Thunder Punch.
Magmortar learns
Learns
right.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Right, Thunderbolt, right? So they've got, the allowed Pokemon there really caught my eye in this meta.
Which, for the record, that was a community day move.
Yeah. Yep.
So I hope people involved their Magmortars.
Oh, I've got mine. I've got my community day one from 2020, I think it was, I think that was the first time they gave us the 2 Pokemon too. It was Magmortar and Electabuzz together. It was a wonderful, fun thing. But yeah,
I've got a confession to make.
What's up?
I TM'd Thunderbolt off of my Magmortar for this.
Sacrilege.
And we can get to it when we get there, but there's reasons for it.
We will.
Are you running Psychic?
Psychic Magmortar? Is that a thing that exists?
Yes, it is.
His moveset's his moveset's up in the office. You can see all the movesets in the DMs.
Wait, it is up in the office. Look at cheat.
Hold on, let's stick with the meta before we go crazy into the tournament talk, folks.
Okay.
All right. No, it's absolutely fun. You've got so many great Pokemon here, especially when you're looking at metas like this. And I want us to all take a look at the premium, because Brown, you mentioned how these are Pokemon you should look at. The allowed, not so much. But if they are making sure you can only carry 2 of these Pokemon, then you could probably make a team of 6 out of these. And you just kind of want to figure out, okay, I'll make a team of 6, and then I'll take away and try to fill in what spot can fill in here. And I just want to hear from you, which Pokemon out of the premium slot are you excited for? Or do you think it's going to really run away here? We'll go with Brown, and then Kaz. I know you got your Pokemon pick as part of premium too, so we'll have you at the end here. We'll get you into that. So let's start with Brown one more time.
I mean, I'm using my premium raid pass here on a Vespa Queen.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be paying the money for that. I mean, flying looks good. I mean, ground looks really, really good, which means bug's gonna be good, which means flying's gonna be good. Flying's banned for a reason, so how can I get my flying? I can bring Vespa Queen, I can bring Ninjask, I can bring Yanma. I don't have a Yanma. I might have a Ninjask. I think it's bad. But Vespa Queen is not.
No.
Vespa Queen got buffed with Poison Sting and with Power Gem.
Power Gem.
Yeah.
You also have access to Air Slash. I mean, you're going to have to see how the meta plays out. I think Poison Sting is just going to be significantly better. But, I would like to see if Air Slash is playable with Fell Stinger as well. So, it's going to be... It's versatile. It's good. It's bulky. The biggest thing you got to watch out is for them rocks. Don't let rocks hit you.
There are a few rock throwers that I might worry about. And I also want to say, like, as captain of the Queen Bees, like, Battle Frontier team, I protest that you got to Vespiquen first.
Wow. Fish, do you want to insult Kaz some more?
Yeah, pile on.
Pile it on.
I'm pointing out the hypocrisy here of, Yanma's not a flying type. Vespa Queen, though.
I didn't say it was because it was a flying type. I just said it was
She
because
said it was
it's our
the
mascot.
Queens. Yes, she did.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna take.
There's
this
only
opportunity
one
to
boat.
announce-
There's only one bug Pokemon allowed in my flying, bird
And it is the
regimen,
Queen
and
Bee.
that's
Oh.
Vespiquen. Yeah.
Is it
That's
Caterpie?
Let's
Cowboy hat, you win.
Yes, please.
Cowboy guy
I
for-
did just start a new faction team or Battle Frontier team, and we have called it the King Bees.
Okay.
And we've got Yanma as our mascot,
Great.
and we've requested
Not a bee,
that.
but okay.
Right. So that's
Yes,
but that's not a
requested that all of
premium.
our
That's still not a
opponents
premium
please.
Pokemon,
Yeah,
Fish.
you-
What's a premium Pokemon that you're premium slot Pokemon?
All right, mate, fine.
No, come on.
Low kicks.
Focus?
100% low kicks. Speaking of flying types, low kicks. Dark is going to be fire. Funnily enough, because fire is banned. So how do you get your fire? By using low kicks. It's got a killer moveset. You can run it with Sucker Punch and X Scissor. Oh, what was it again? It was X Scissor, Dark Pulse, or
Dark
also
Trailblaze.
Trailblaze.
And
Trailblaze.
Trailblaze is the other move that I'm thinking of. Yeah,
yeah.
so you've got a little bit of optionality there. The ghosts that I was talking about can run amok, and low kick will keep them in check. So I am valuing low kicks.
Excellent. Miss Kaz, your premium Pokemon, and we'll get into what your code breaker is here as well.
So,
Ooh.
are we going ahead and talking about like our
Yep.
picks?
Our
Right? 'Cause
picks.
yeah. Okay. So my pick, despite really highlighting, the antithesis of this earlier when I talked about Clefable, I'm actually going to go with a premium pick of Sableye, because just like when it's allowed in like the open Great League format, like it's a really amazing safe swap. It's got great coverage for just about everything. And with Power Gem actually recently getting that buff, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a preferred move in this meta just for the bugs, right? For the neutral play into other Pokemon that like are resisting the dark type, like those fairies. Shadow Claw is great neutral coverage as a fast attack as well. And then you've got Foul Play for all the ghosts, right? This is a ghost that actively it takes only neutral damage from other ghosts, and it can deal super effective damage right back. So just like in the open Great League meta, Sableye is going to be a really awesome neutral pick here in the Crypt Cup.
Nice. Yeah, that is a great pick there. You guys have anything on Sableye? Anything worried with that new Power Gem or Foul Play?
I think Kaz hit it right on the head there. Like that's a fantastic analysis. I think I agree 100% there.
Yeah. All right, Fish. You went down on it already, but give us more love for the Dusk Noir Shadow, baby. Let's go.
Okay, here's what I'll say. Like, yeah, you better treat it with respect, otherwise it will eat your soul.
Yeah. Is Astonish that good now? Is Shadow Punch that dangerous of a move that it's gonna actually force shields?
I will be honest, I did forget that it has Astonish now. I was thinking Shadow Claw, but yeah, no, Astonish is the better way to go.
Ooh.
I don't think it.
No,
had
it was
Shadow
Hex,
Claw before.
yeah.
Hex.
Hex.
There was
Hex.
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 Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No wonder it's so good now. Astonish.
No
is,
wonder.
Yes. So what was the question?
So tell us more about the astonishing Dusk Noir Shadow.
I think I've said everything I can say
Excellent.
about it.
So this was your-
it's just so darn good.
No, yeah, the Shadow variant especially, I think, is really going to punish people who aren't expecting Ghost to be as strong as it is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Kaz with her Sableye is gonna have a good time against it. But anyone that didn't have as much foresight, they're gonna find it very hard to deal with.
Well, most of us knew that it didn't have Shadow Claw and had Hex and Astonish, so I think most of us will be ready for the foresight. But yeah, that's a good Pokemon right there that you have. It definitely, with the Astonish, one of those moves that we were talking about helps it out. Brown, you kind of talked about your Pokemon here. What's your pick for the meta again?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is just play the strongest Pokemon there are. So, I mean, I think Vespiquen is going to be one of probably the strongest Pokemon. I got to double check real quick. Does it have a flying move? I'm cheating. I want to see it.
Kaz, I don't know why you're not asking Kaz. She's the flying expert.
Again, not flyers.
It just okay. So
I'm gonna leave this live video right now.
So okay, so looking at Vespiquen, it has all bug moves as its charge moves. It has X-Scissor, Signal Beam, Fell Stinger, Bug Buzz. So and its rock move is Power Gem. Power Gem is going to be pretty nice to run. And paired with that X-Scissor, I think Fury Cutter versus Poison Sting could be debatable in this meta. I'm curious to see how it just plays out. So, I mean, it's going to take some trial and error just to really understand the meta, to feel where everything has that comfortable sort of feel, so that way you can get the best bang for your buck for these Pokemon. But yeah, I think it
depends on how popular ground ends up being, as a type, because I mean, Fury Cutter seems to be a lot more neutral. The only thing, I mean, it's resisted by ghosts and fairies.
Yeah.
So if ground is really popular, though, it might end up having more utility. But Poison Stinger did just get that nice buff, so
yeah.
See how it shakes out.
Yeah.
Before you get into the next pick, Sosa's pick, I just thought, because mine was such a flop, I thought I'd throw in another one in there. Clefable is something that I'm very keen to draft onto my team, because there's going to be a lot of bugs running around, a lot of Kaz's flying types, a lot of darks as well. Like, a lot of teams are going to have kicks, and Clefable will be able to crush them all. You could run it with Swift or Meteor Mash, in addition to the Moon Blast, depending on how the meta shakes out. Like, there was a few Pokemon that I was looking at that I'm like, Meteor Mash is going to actually be quite nice for this one. So Clefable is one that I'll throw in there.
Yeah, also to piggyback off Fish a little bit, if I could for a second.
No, we got a time crunch. Yeah, go for it. Fish has to leave in 5 minutes, and he's like, hey, can I just add more time before we do the rest of the 40-minute tournament?
Not 5. An hour.
Yeah, I mean, the pre-evolved form of Dusknoir and XL Dusclops could be very interesting in this meta too, with access to Fire Punch.
Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Shadow Punch are the way to go with it now. I've been playing with Dusclops forever. That Shadow has been so good, and nobody really shields Poltergeist. There is something so amazing about that Poltergeist when it lands.
So satisfying. It's so satisfying.
But now it's got Shadow Punch, and I'm absolutely here for it. I put it on my team, but it is not my Pokemon. For my Pokemon is the Amoonguss. Forget your fairies, forget your ground Pokemon. Yes, this grass poison typing is a monster, and it has a little bit of a weakness there, but let me tell you something. This is playing as a anti-ghost grass poison. You can put foul play on it if you want to go against those ghosts, but with the new buff of Astonish, you can just throw those grass knots or nuke those fairies with Sludge Bomb. They'll never see it coming. I actually recommend Grass Knot over Sludge Bomb, just because foul play, you're gonna see fairies, so you might end up not getting to that Sludge Bomb fast enough where you can get to that Grass Knot, and that's still gonna put that good pressure down. down, doing still a third of that Clefable's health. If you watch my game 2 where I landed so beautifully, and I'm like, oh, please KO. But yes, and he's tanky too. That's the one thing I love about Amoongus here. He can soak up a lot of those mud slaps and some of the energy and force a shield. And with the switch timer being as low as it is now, you can swap them in, get a couple of Astonishes in there, get up to at least 2 to 3 charge moves thrown by either side, and swap them out with energy and about a good third of health left to bank off of whatever is in the back and force out some shields. It is a great Pokemon. I'm here for it. I'm so excited about this meta because of this, because the Astonish got so boosted, and it, just like Fish said, it just needed the one thing, and it's finally here.
I'm just thinking about all the VGC players, all the video game, the main series game players that are finally going to be like, yes, truly a meta Pokemon in Pokemon Go.
Is it a meta Pokemon? Fantastic. Is it a VGC Pokemon?
It's a very strong VGC Pokemon for sure.
Excellent.
And I think that, sometimes the differences between our games, even though we're all essentially playing with the same creatures, is really fun.
Yeah. It is really fun. I'm glad that we have the mix in between two. Like, we can share these Pokemon and be like, yeah, Amoongus did me good. Same with me. Awesome. And we all high five. You know, that Arnold Schwarzenegger meme shake with the muscles. And it's like Pokemon VGC and Pokemon Go. Amoongus.
Yeah, that's exactly what I look like when I shake people's hands.
Exactly.
Oh, Amoongus.
Dead on.
Absolutely. Great. Excellent. So those are what our Pokemon we think are going to be really shining in this meta, and that is our first look at the meta. But we have something special for you folks out there, because we're going to do a little bit of a tournament for you with the Pokemon that we picked. We built some teams of 6, and now we're going to challenge each other and do a small tournament. First will be Fish and myself with Kaz and Brown casting, and then we'll be Kaz and Brown battling, and the winners of those 2 matches will fight in a final, giving everybody an opportunity to see the matchups and see how it plays out. So, is there anything else about the meta you folks want to talk about before we get into that?
No, I'm excited.
I guess I have one question about the tournament. Are we allowed to change our teams yet right now? Or
you are locked in.
You are locked in, buddy. Just because someone brought in a better Pokemon.
Can I bring 7 Pokemon? Can I have 7, please?
Can I bring a team of 9 to this show?
You want Shadow Duskflower? That's what's going on?
Yeah.
I want Shadow Dusclops.
Shadow Dusclops.
I'm so ready for it. If you have the Shadow Dusclops, by well, but Brown and Kaz, take it away. Fish, I'm sending it to you, my man.
All right.
Is there a way to make the screen bigger on the send, like the zoom in?
Yeah, you can also choose one window to enlarge.
I did, I guess, but is there a way to make it a little bit bigger still?
I don't know. That's in Sosa's hands, and he's already busy.
Yeah. All right, let's get started in this battle.
Yeah. So it looks like we've got our 2, we've at least got Sosa's team up here for viewing, and now we have Fish's. So over on Sosa's side, we do see that he did bring that Galarian Weezing, the Shadow Dusclops, the Amoongus, a Nidoqueen, a Spiritomb, and oh my god, I'm blanking on the name of this. Crustle, the name of this bug. Yeah. Crustle
looks very, very good. It looks like a menace to my potential Vespiquen. Yeah. Here we got also the Jellymeister over. Wait, hold up. Does anyone want to point out that how Fish's look?
Oh yeah, he forgot to power it up. Perfect. Amazing. No notes. So we have an underpowered Lofix, but we also have that Shadow Dusknoir highlighted, as well as an Amoongus on Fish's side, a Jellicent, the Magmortar, and the Clefable. Maybe our battlers need to back out of their battles for a second so they can actually use that Lofix, and we can see what this is all about. he's like sitting there wondering what to do. Maybe he'll just go with one of the other picks. We'll have to wait till another game to see that low kicks that he so badly wanted to highlight. Yeah, Sosa's back out now. So yeah, we do see a few commonalities on this team. Like the Amoongus, I do think is a really strong pick. Seeing
Power up your low kicks.
Yeah, get that low kicks powered
really?
up, Fish.
Mate, it's 417.
Whoa, shit. All right.
Yeah. I'll resend it again. Yes.
Hold on. Wait. Were we talking about this and Fish didn't realize that we're talking about his low kicks not being fully powered up? Yeah. And he was about to bring it into a battle?
He was about to bring it into a battle.
Amazing.
You should have let me go. Found out the hard way.
Wait, is it double moved?
Should have been, yeah. Is it double moved?
Yeah, it's double moved. Yeah.
It's double moved. He was using it for Little Cup. That's right. I resent it to you. You should have it by now, Fish.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. So we're in it now. We're almost ready to go. It wouldn't be a stream without a few issues here and there, everybody. We like to have fun here.
Yes, we do.
I'm excited he's bringing that Magmor tour. I can't wait to see it in action.
Yeah, and we have all legal teams, I'm pretty sure, too. Let's go. We have the Dusclops into the Amoongus.
All right. Let's see how bad this Astonish from the Mushroom is. Oh my god, that is doing a significant
That is doing damage. Okay. So we got the... Oh, Amoongus wins CMP. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
XL Pokemon typically not.
Yeah. No. Dusclops is very tanky, but it does not have that high attack stat. So we do see the Ice Punch being thrown here. A nice choice against this grass type. And no shield.
Oh!
But that doesn't even get very far below like the 50% mark. So, I mean, there you have it, folks. That Ice type super effective damage not going to one-hit KO the Shrooms.
No. I'm just curious if going straight Ice Punch or if going straight... Shadow Punch is the play here in this matchup here for the Dusclops. I'm very unfamiliar with it, but you do have that trade-off of going super effective versus going stam attack bonus. So there's definitely a two-way street here. So, we get shield here. Yeah. Oh, is that Amoongus going down, or is this Dusclops going to take this lead?
I do think this will be enough to take out the Amoongus here. Yes, we do see it faint, but Fish wants to keep that shield advantage for his low kicks, which should be able to farm this Dusclops down for a few extra moves of energy.
Oh, and the low kicks is met with the Nidoqueen. This is an awful matchup for the low kicks, but it could potentially get out of this one a little bit of an advantage. That did a lot less than I thought it would, actually. Yeah,
Nidoqueen is a tough, a tough Pokemon for these two the back line of Fish over here. The low kicks just, the Trailblaze does a lot. The Sucker Punch and the nice buff that it gives to the Sucker Punch is good, but the Magmortar in the back also doesn't necessarily want to see that Nidoqueen. So we do see a swap from Sosa to his own Amoongus now, which is going to take that X-Scissor, which does get it below 50%.
Yeah. Honestly, Sosa has been at a little bit of a type disadvantage this whole game, really not having the best situation in particular, but he's able to really navigate that with this truly bulky team, which does allow for, maybe a bad matchup that he has incurred. Mm-hmm. So this Magmor is going to land a Scorching Sands, and this Nidoqueen is unfortunately going to the Crypt.
Yeah, Nidoqueen I think is a solid pick there, doing really good neutral damage to the remaining two Pokemon. But unfortunately, like the Fire Spin damage there from Fish's Magmortar was just a little too strong for the Amoongus to handle. So that shield advantage I think also really helped, being able to kind of like put him in a stronger position for that end game.
Yeah, the real question is, where can each of these battlers get an advantage? I have to pull up Sosa's team real quick, compare that to Fish. But if we look at the Clefable, we see the...
I'm curious. Honestly, I think the Clefable could be really, really strong.
It could. It's the question is, can it avoid that Nidoqueen? Nidoqueen looks strong. If it's not, if it's not in this matchup,
Yeah, this is exactly where Nidoqueen does not want to be.
No.
We get to see, oh my gosh, the sheer force of the Astonish from this Shadow Dust.
Yeah.
Already has the Nidoqueen just on fast attack alone to about 60% health. We do see the Poison Sting being that is a resisted move.
Okay.
Still did a pretty significant amount of damage.
Okay.
And the Spiritomb now coming out.
A big move where a bait can land. Will Sosaflo shield, and the Shadow Ball is shielded as the Sucker Punch. Spiritomb is met by the Amoonguss. Very neutral matchup here, but a little bit more towards the Amoonguss's favor just because of that sheer bulk. Sosa unfortunately does not. Actually, I wasn't paying attention to build up the Shadow Ball because we have Rock Tomb on the Spiritomb here. So I may have been incorrect if it actually went up to the Shadow Ball or not. But the Grass Knot lands, and man, it's going to be a nice farm down.
So much damage. Oh my gosh. A great farm down there from the Amoonguss on
It
Fish's
is.
side.
But this is going to be a great farm down right back, though, from this Nidoqueen.
Catching the Grass type move onto the Galarian Wheezing, where it will do.
What a play!
Nothing. Great play from Sosa there.
Okay.
We get to see that this Galarian Wheezing is actually on Brutal Swing and Overheat. Not an ideal moveset against this Magmortar here. But the speed of the Brutal Swing, I think, is going to still give a pretty nice advantage to Sosa here.
Fairy Winds might be resisted, but to be honest, I don't think it matters this much in this situation right here. This thing is going to be spamming Brutal Swings. They are non-stab. But let's see how Sosa can get through this matchup. Those Fire Spins are doing a lot on Magmortar. Typically, in most metas, you'll run Karate Chop. But, I mean, I think Fire Spin is definitely the play. And, okay.
I wonder if he meant to catch here or if he thought that maybe he had enough energy on Nidoqueen. But either way, I mean, save your Galarian Wheezing for this endgame here. But I don't think it has the health and energy to take care of the two backline Pokemon. No,
I think that in Game 3, we're going to see this Galarian Wheezing return. It was very, very good. Unfortunately, the Dusknoir was met into the Nidoqueen, so we'll see what adjustments Sosa can make. I think he had the right play, just the wrong alignment, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was a beautiful catch, though. I think that was I think that was an amazing play. But unfortunately, he just needed even more energy on his Pokemon. I think if the Nidoqueen had a bit more energy left on her, that could have come in very, very clutch there at the end. Is that the fast move on the Magmortar? That's a Fire
Spin.
Or is it
Fire Spin.
Okay.
Fire Spin, yeah.
And it has Fire Punch and Scorching Sands. Oh my god. Yet another Pokemon
as well as
I didn't even know got Scorching Sands. Goodness
as well, I forgot it too, but it also has access to Psychic as well. Yeah. This Spiritomb is going to be very, very neutral. So I'm more curious if it's played as a safe swap or as a shield the lead, play it out matchup. This is relatively neutral. What we do see with a out shields, the Spiritomb does not do as well here. So will Sosaflo go for the Rock Tomb, or will he go ahead and throw the bait move in the is he running Omni Wind or Shadow Stick? I didn't catch that.
It's the Ominous Wind over there and the Rock Tomb. He does go for that Rock Tomb, which is actually neutral. It's not technically resisted by grass.
That's not too as much I thought it would. But
it doesn't do very much, but it does have a guaranteed attack.
Exactly.
Which in this situation, I think comes in very handy.
I think he lives.
I don't think so. We saw how much damage this did earlier, and I don't think is enough. So we get the double shield from Sosa there, and a swap from Fish into the Magmortar, but it's going to be met by this Rock Tomb, which is super effective and gets the shield from Fish.
It is, and a debuff, and the Crush still comes in! Let's go!
Finally, Sosa had enough of this Magmortar running over his Pokemon back, and he brings in the Rock Thrower itself. We do see the Pokemon is on Rock Throw, so it absolutely deletes that Magmortar from the field.
wait a second. This Crustal's a problem right now
Yeah,
for
This
Fish.
is bad.
This is
very
really bad. This is really bad for Fish right now.
And I,
This
do think we will see this Crustle get to the move in time. The question is, if it gets there at the same time, is it going to win the cap? No, it actually gets sucker punched down. And now this low kicks, while having a lot of energy, is going to be met by that
Oh!
and it just does not have any moves to hit this thing with. It resists the bug. It resists the dark. Look at
that
how
does
little
nothing. Man,
wow.
Sosaflo. Oh, come on, overheat him. Overheat him. You know you want to. You know you want to.
No, even the Brutal Swing is enough to get one last Pokemon off of the field there, and Sosa finally finds the key to turning it around in this brand new Crypt Cup meta.
Yeah.
We're back to all.
Overheat!
Oh my goodness, that was
You
great.
gotta do the BM. You gotta do the BM, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. I'm sorry. You're right. Absolutely right. I should have BM'd him, but no. Amazing. Oh my god, that fire spin was insane. I was like, no, forget this. I gotta make sure Crustle gets into this.
And Scorching Sands. That's the other move, right?
Yeah.
No, we were both very surprised. I forgot. It's kind of like Trailblaze. Like I just forget how many Pokemon actually have.
Yeah. I cheated and looked at the moveset for your team when you posted it.
I heard you go, oh.
Yeah, I cheated.
Right? Yeah.
So I cheated too. I'm gonna be honest on that one.
Kaz, can you share your screen in the VC now? And Fish, how'd you feel about that, buddy? You and I mean, that Amoonguss, man. Woo-hoo-hoo, right?
Well, I thought Magmortar was the MVP, to be honest. Like, as soon as I got myself into shield advantage, like, Magmortar went to town.
Right. Oh my god. And how many spins is it to Fire Punch? 3?
4.
Okay.
4.
That's really surprising and painful.
And then 5 to the Scorching Sands.
Yeah.
Which I forgot that rock resists fire. I forgot the rock resists fire, which is why I threw the fire punch at the Crustle instead of the Scorching Sands.
Well, Bug also is super effective against it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, both would have been neutral.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I forgot that.
I think something that a lot of people forget, and this isn't necessarily tied to y'all's matchup, but something that a lot of people forget is that like the fairy type actually like resists bug as well. So Galarian Weezing is actually going to double resist like any and all bug moves.
That would actually might, I think, be a better pick than Clefable in my mind. Although it is a premium pick, so if you don't want to waste a spot on Galarian Weezing, then Clefable might be the way to go.
I think Clefable is like the budget fairy for the meta. But the Galarian Weezing, with its not only its typing but also like its attack potential, like the charged attack potentials that you have, really warrants it being that premium pick.
I think we're overlooking something here. What about the Galarian Weezing mirror?
Oh, painful.
Well, that's one of the ones where you want Meteor Mash, right, on your Clefable.
No.
Galarian Weezing
mirror.
Okay.
Well, that's where you really want to put Sludge on your Galarian Weezing, folks. Like, don't forget, it also learns Sludge and Tackle. So, great options there.
The Sludge is just not going to get you very far with anything else in this meta. So, I don't know.
And it is just neutral. Like, I'd rather have, like, Overheat.
Yeah, just land the overheat.
Just land the overheat. Well, we're gonna. Now I'm officially out of the turn. We're gonna get to the next round here, but hopefully, our next battlers, Brown Baller and Hurricane Kaz. Maybe you guys have overheat. Just gotta land it.
I don't have it built.
You haven't built
now
yet.
you and I get to shout
Yeah.
out Sosa.
We get the cast, so let's say goodbye.
yeah.
Yeah, what's up? One more say hello, goodbye.
Well, I was just gonna say I actually need to become friends with Brown.
Whoops.
Brown Baller.
Let's get back to that 4 before transition. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold up. There we go.
Everything.
All right.
And I don't know how to deal with it.
So,
by the way, that is absolutely right, JJ. Shadow Galarian Weezing will be activated next month. Don't forget, your Shadow Coffins that you've been holding on to will be activated next month, right in the middle of it. So, at the beginning, maybe you want to do your early
if you
stuff.
Have them,
yeah. Oh,
if
I've
you
got
have
one.
Those Shadow
Oh, I've got one.
Oh, wait a second. Wait, can Galarian Weezing be Great League eligible to have return?
Yes.
Oh,
And do
return
that.
Weezing!
It's just going to be like the way they did the Marowak. Remember? You could evolve a Shadow into it at that time. You didn't, like, as long as you had one and you had a Shadow, you could evolve it into Marowak. Like, that sounds what the Galarian Weezing is going to do. So if you have any Coughings that are GBL ready for Weezing, pop, pop, pop. Are we friends? Are you both friends? Are we ready to...
I sent him the code in our chat, so he can copy and paste.
Come on, let's get that going, bro.
Come on.
Oh, come on down. Yeah, Fish. So, Dusknoir and Dusclops. Clearly 2 different monsters. I actually think if I would have baited you on the... If I would have went Shadow Punch, Shadow Punch, Shadow Punch, Ice Punch, I could have done something more there.
I think Shadow Punch actually might have done a lot better for you in that scenario because like the Amoonguss is so tanky. Even though it's a super effective move, I think the same type attack bonus is far more worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent.
Okay.
FR sent. Yeah.
I accepted.
Is that a
Now
mouse? Do you have a mouse next to you? Are you a mouse? Is that the house mouse?
What?
Mouse? Right next to your screen. Next to the feet of your avatar.
What? Oh, no.
Is that a mouse? That's a a moch. Oh,
no,
that's
it's a little Minccino.
Mancini. I thought it was the house.
That's
the
my
house
daily
mouse.
spawn.
The house mouse.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and send the battle request, Brown.
All right, we're gonna transition now that you guys are friends, and now that we're sending the battle requests.
Now we can actually show the screen.
Yeah, pull up your
just a
team
quick
screens.
one. Sorry, just looked it up. The Ice Punch is definitely a lot more damage per energy still.
Against Amoonguss.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
because of that grass typing.
Well, y'all were right.
On Shadow, Ice Punch is 1.65 DPE, and the Shadow Punch is 1.42.
Okay, so
fair enough.
I'm going to minimize y'all and mute y'all so that I can't get spoiled.
Do it. Go for it.
How do I mute you guys?
Just take your headset off.
Or that.
That works too.
All right, Fish. We didn't really get to see Kaz's or Brown Baller's team. He's already locked in there. But Kaz is rocking that Decidueye and that K/. I'm here with the Mud Slap users. And K/ having that Night Slash 2 Fish. Ooh!
These are some pretty wild teams that we are all running at the moment. I obviously, because the official rankings are they up on PV Poke by now? They weren't when I certainly looked it up.
PV Poke is either up tonight or tomorrow. Unfortunately, it was not ready for us today or for the stream. Yes, it's not up still tonight. So tomorrow. My internet's doing a nice, fun, flashy thing. There we go. We're back up. We've got locked in. Here we go.
That just means that the teams are a little bit more crazy than what we would get at.
Okay. You want to see Hunter's health go real bad? Bye-bye.
So out comes the Marowak. The Sandslash is running Sand Attack with its move, and so the Marowak, the bulky Marowak, is going to come out, and it's a really good neutral pick that we haven't talked about yet with that Mud Slap and improved Bone Club, making it an actual decent move now. Sableye is going to do as much as it can to try and weather this storm and deal out some decent damage in return.
Now, this is Kaz's premium pick, and guess what? Sableye's playing Sableye games. Safe swap Sableye, baby. You bring it in, and you come into safe swap against whatever the Pokemon is. Marowak, with that new Mud Slap, can now spam these Bone Clubs, which also got boosted, and add extra damage now. Loving the new meta shakeup and how it provides new Pokemon here. Definitely think that the Marowak is going to play, especially with this Amoonguss playing that we have, in the poison typings that can be found within the ghost like Haunter.
That was a pretty big call from Baller not shielding that second foul play. So that Sableye could have gotten the job done as a safe swap in just burning the opponent's 2 shields to try and maintain switch, but not to be. So now Kaz comes back out with the Sand Slash. Is going to get up a little bit of energy with that Sand Attack, and now out comes Vesper Queen, who does not care about the Sand Slash at all. Ground types mean nothing to this Pokemon. It triple resists ground, and Sand Slash does know the move Rock Tomb, but the one that Kaz is running doesn't have it.
Yeah, I was going to say, this Pokemon does run... Oh, and she got boosted. Does run Rock Tomb, which is... I'm surprised, like... I don't know if Brown Baller maybe doesn't remember or might not think about it, but I'm pretty sure he knows that, and Kaz could have brought it up there. But here comes Galarian Weezing onto this Haunter, and if Haunter didn't want to see the Mud Slaps because it was so weak, it definitely doesn't want to see these Brutal Swings Fish. With the 92 health and the low defense, the Haunter is basically gone. But Fish, Haunter has that Shadow Ball access and that sweet move to Sludge Bomb and Shadow Ball. So we'll find out what does. Oh, the Shadow Punch too, Fish. I forgot about that.
Kaz is now out of shields, but this Power Gem, even though it has been buffed, I don't think it's going to KO the Weezing. So now Kaz has the job of trying to get to 2 attacks to try and KO this Vesper Queen, going straight for the nuke, and Brown Baller doesn't shield it!
What a disrespect!
Oh no! What a... That was disgusting!
The Play Rough does almost half the health of Vespa Queen, taking it out. No shields. Brown's like, nah, the Queen can take it. But the captain of the Queens knows what the Queen Bee can take, and she knew exactly. My question is, did she have any charge move or energy left on that slash? That would have been the real question of why he didn't shield. I didn't recall, but we'll have to find out in the next one when we talk to them. Fish, Sand Attack on Slash now. Not even the Mud Slap. This is incredible. Do you think that, like, we've already seen Brown lock in? Was that Haunter already locked in again? Like,
I actually missed it.
Right? It was so close, so quick.
So
but
fast.
now that you've activated and actually shown that you don't have Mud Slap user, I think maybe Haunter comes back.
Well, Sand Attack will still do a fair amount of damage to a Haunter, like more than it should, and then it'll get to Night Slash really quickly. So, like, I'm still not comfortable using Haunter against the Sand Slash. Also, it's not Mud Slap, it's Mud Shot, which is significantly worse.
Worse now that it's got the debuff, and it's Decidueye right into Vespa Queen. Now, here's the thing. Vespa Queen does have the X-Scissor, which is super effective, but that Spirit Shackle is the same amount of energy. So, you've got to play a CAP mind game with your opponent, and this is where the new switch clock is going to be so big, because look at how much time has now been taking off this switch clock. You've gotten 2 charge move and or 2 fast moves and a charge move. Almost 12 seconds is off. This Sableye can now farm up, and Kaz can make a game plan, build up a shield, and maybe get Sableye to leave with energy.
Yeah, that Marowak can take a hit. That foul play, not even taking it into the yellow. I do like this matchup. This is a very nice neutral matchup, and it does...
Could you get it? Could you get it?
Ooh, does get to the foul play just in time, and Brown Baller is forced to shield, but that Marowak is going to come out with a whole bunch of energy now and is going to be able to do a lot of damage with it.
Damage to what? This grass Pokemon? Fish!
I mean, it's got the Rock Tomb.
It does have the Rock move, Rock Tomb. It also has Rock Slide. So
Oh,
that's
rock
something.
slide, yes.
That's something it should have. There it is, the rock slide. It is, if you don't like Dunsparce, if you don't like how rollout is playing, and you like mud slap, this is a nice separate mud slap thing. Oh, Kaz with the catch. The tournament is fire tonight, folks.
Yeah, that Clefable isn't going to care about any X-Scissor, and it's going to be able to get to a Swift before the Vespa Queen can get to the Power Gem. You can see Brown Baller reaching for that X-Scissor just to chip a little bit more before it went down, but not even that could happen. The Swift is going to take out the Queen Bee, and now out comes this bad boy. It's Golurk.
Golurk. This Pokemon got the Mud Slap update and the Shadow Punch update. So absolutely a monster. And it also has Dynamic Punch, Earth Power, Earthquake. I believe it has Shadow Ball too. Like a lot of play with this Pokemon that you can have a great addition to your team. When Brown Baller responds with a catch of his own.
Wow, this has been some killer play, some great play going back and forth on both sides, and then we have the simultaneous KO. We had both shields up on Kaz's side, I believe it was, so she couldn't throw any charge moves. Like it wouldn't have done anything, right? So he couldn't throw any charge moves. So he had to rely on the farm down.
He had to rely on the farm down, or she would have gotten that turn move sneak in, and it would have KO'd. Great recognition from Brown and Kaz to get there. Tough matchup, but as we saw, Kaz got in with the magical leaf user, swapped it out with energy right on a catch, and it came back to come out swinging. So I'm really excited about how these battlers are matching out. Fish, you've got to play against one of them. Good luck, man. These two are playing against for keeps right now. It's only a practice tournament we're having here, showing the audience, which, by the way, be sure to hit like in the video so we know what you're liking out there, and give love to the channel. As Sableye into Ariados, Kaz just is not catching a break at all, my man.
I mean, this is a pretty neutral matchup. I mean, the Power Gem on the Sableye is going to do a fair amount of damage, significant amount of damage to the Ariados. However, Ariados is coming out with that lunge, which will make it a little bit more manageable. Maybe it'll even survive, but Ariados isn't the tankiest Pokemon in the toolshed.
No, Ariados is not. And here comes the first shield because she's so over-farmed close to 100. I think she was one tap away. And she got the foul play bait off to get the shield. One more tap doesn't go through, and she was fast move denied, Fish.
I think that was back-to-back foul plays. Let's see if that...
No, she was not ready for it.
Yeah, so going back to that Power Gem, and now it's been debuffed a couple of times. However, Brown Baller still not taking the chance. Brown Baller's going to play this one out. Brown Baller can win this matchup. Has the shield in hand. No, sorry, it doesn't have the shield in. Kaz is up one shield, and Kaz is letting that one go. So opting to take the shield into the rest of the battle, and, you know, a lot of things win matchups that you wouldn't expect them to when they're a shield up.
We all saw how dangerous that G-Weezing was against a lot of the Pokemon on Fish's team. It is now showing itself here on a poison Pokemon that really doesn't have a poison move. So this G-Weezing can take this, build up tons of energy, and force that third Pokemon to show its face. And that's what she does. The Play Rough, we're going to see what the Play Rough fully does. Almost half the health of the Vespa Queen. Just 3 more Fairy Winds and it's half health. So that's not bad. You can get about half health of the Vespa Queen as she's going to throw the Power Gem. Ooh, is Weezing even caring? Weezing gets to it!
Survives, right? So that Play Rough is now going to finish the job on the Vespa Queen, who does not have any shields to protect her this time. So that Vespa Queen will go down. The Ariados is going to come out and get that Poison Sting down, which on Ariados is very, very handy. And now Ariados has the 2 shields. Just going for the lunge, not going all the way up to the Mega Horn, which would do a lot of damage. But, I mean, when you got the shield in hand, right, you probably don't want to risk them shielding it, and then you coming away empty-handed. So the lunge probably the better way to go. The leafage from the...
Oh, my goodness.
Damage there. But now with the Marowak, it is going to do a lot. And Brown Baller doesn't have the shields to hide behind here. So
Mate.
let's see if this lunge has affected anything. Will the Marowak survive? It does barely, but Kaz still has that shield and can leafage the Marowak all the way back into the Pokeball. Kaz takes that one out.
Mate, not even Niantic can buff Frenzy Plant to save that Marowak enough. Niantic's debuffed everything so much, but it couldn't do it. That was a great matchup between both of you battlers. Decidueye really showing up. Mudslap doing wonders. How did you both feel?
Baby!
It was astonishing indeed.
Yeah, the astonished Decidueye, I looked at it kind of in Sims very briefly, and I was like, you know what?
So who won game 2? Who's playing in the finals? It was a tie. I know.
It was a tie.
So who's gonna play against? Are we playing the another game then?
I won the first one and the third one.
The third.
So
You won I thought Brown won the first one.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
you want me to show you the journal?
No, we've got it. We have it on stream. We've seen some interesting battles already.
Yeah,
amazing
that's
catches
battle
too,
was
by the
absolutely
way.
amazing.
Yeah, amazing catches, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Again, the double resistance of the Galarian Weezing to bug type moves really came in handy there. I was like, because I'd only seen lunge from the Ariados, so I was like, well, if this thing has cross poison, I might be a bit boned. But then you threw the Mega Horn, and I was like, that just tickles.
Yeah. So, how did you guys feel with the teams you made and the Pokemon you suggested?
Oh, I feel real good. I really like the Sableye as the safe switch still. Like it was, I mean, it was pretty neutral, like across the board to Brown's team in particular. So I kept it in the back as kind of my safe swap in the first 2 games. And that's why I chose to lead with it in the last. I was like, well, you know what? I think it'll do neutral damage to whatever is in the lead. And then saving my shield for the Decidueye and Galarian Weezing in the back really proved advantageous.
Yeah, it's definitely shields. It's like I really wanted to play very alignment based, but then Vespiquen and Kante Marowak felt very safe overall, even if with the Decidueye on there. Honestly, what's it called? Golurk everything felt very neutral for the most part.
I wanted to ask you, Brown, because you brought in Haunter. Do you think Haunter's gonna play?
It just got outpaced by Galarian Weezing, which kind of made it.
Yo, that brutal swing did so much.
I thought it would do like a little bit less, and it did a lot. I'm like, oh.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, the neutral coverage there, because I mean, again, the Haunter is resisting the fairy moves, so I mean, there's no point in those. So being able to get to that brutal swing really quickly was very advantageous for me.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like something with a ground move. You maybe it'll break some stuff that isn't a ground Pokemon. I don't know if that exists right now in this meta.
I mean, the double mud slappers that you had really worried me because I mean, there's nothing on my team except for Decidueye that resists that damage. So I think that's going to be a pretty viable strat for a lot of people. Yeah,
if there's no Decidueye, actually, everybody I think had a grass type except for me. I think. So I think a grass will be very advantageous in this beta. I mean, could we even see Parasect? Dare I say it?
No, but it
is it allowed?
I mean, I know
allowed.
It is allowed.
Oh my god, that's XL.
Parasect's not XL.
No, not the evolution.
Oh, not the evolution. Yes, I'm thinking Paras.
Yeah, no. The Parasect
Bring Paras into your tournament, I dare you.
The thing is, it's pretty glassy. It's gonna take a lot of damage from the flyers that are allowed, like Vespiquen. It's gonna take double super effective from any fire type. So like, man, the fire spin is just gonna delete it off the face of the planet.
That's fine. It's just less farm for the fire type, so so it's okay.
No, it's definitely options out there to play with numerous amounts of Pokemon, but I think Fire, with a lot of bugs popping up, Fire might be shining real bright. But we have a final right now. Fish on a Heater versus Hurricane Kaz. Are you two ready to get into this matchup? Brown, we ready to cast it?
I am.
Fish, we're already friends, so I'm going to send you the battle now.
Let's get in there then.
Ready to receive.
Ready to receive and battle.
And now I'm going to mute y'all. And
Mute us.
See ya.
Ooh, bye.
Yeah.
Brown,
And
these are some fun tournaments we're having right now.
They
Learning a
are.
lot.
I am.
I actually think Fire might have a valuable
I
play
think
here.
I was going to say the same thing before we lost Kaz and Fish. I'm like, that mag mortar is a lot better than what I think it is.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's why I brought in Crustle. Because I saw that
Yeah.
they banned carbing. I was like, why are they banning carbing? There's so much ground and so much mud. What is it?
What? Wait, what?
He said one of his Pokemon had the wrong moves.
Did you happen to catch which one it was?
Fish. Probably one he didn't bring against me.
All right, so let's look at this matchup while we wait for Fish to TM. So Magmortar looks
Kaz, are you
insanely
in a
good.
battle? I think Kaz might actually be in GBL.
Wait, what?
Oh, I think I got.
Can you get Kaz to send again?
Yeah, I
it
think she
won't
got
let me
kicked.
select any Pokemon, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna restart my game.
Okay.
You could, I don't know, hide my screen for a second.
Yeah, wait, let me find it. Where is it? Left side. Boom. Go for it.
All right.
So
I
you were
guess
saying,
what-
sorry.
Yeah, that Magmortar versus Clefable looks very positive. Magmortar versus Decidueye or Decadui looks very positive. Magmortar versus Ariados looks very positive. Magmortar versus Galarian Weezing looks very positive. The K-Slash is probably K-Slash Sableye have to
I'm back
come.
up and sending him a new request.
You were saying K-Slash?
And K-Slash and Sableye. I mean, I was very, very scared about that K-Slash when I put my Vespa Queen on there.
Okay.
Because that thing has access to Rock Tomb, and that would have killed me probably.
Yeah, I was really intrigued that it wasn't Mud Slap and instead it was Sand Attack, because that
Well,
would have put some good slap down on not just
Well-
your Haunter, but also your Golrook too.
I don't think it learns Mud Slaps. I could be incorrect. I know it learns
Oh no, it was Mudshot. It's Mudshot. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Mudshot and Sand Attack are the same move now. Just Sand Attack is a one-turn move, which makes it
Better.
a significantly better move. So
Because you get those extra taps in.
yeah.
We've learned from our coaching last season. If you get that extra attack move in, all the better.
yeah, well, not just that. It also has to do with the math for how damage is calculated, which means you typically will find one extra damage each time, which means you can do at one extra damage each turn. Adds up very fast. But getting back into this battle, this Magmortar is a problem. I think this Galarian Weezing is also a problem for Fish's side.
Yeah.
It's going to be Magmortar versus Weezing, I think, really.
Oh, that's not where you want Sableye to meet into. But, I mean, it doesn't have Charm, but still, it's got to get out of there immediately. And look at that. G-Weezy comes out, and it doesn't have Sludge.
Yep.
But here comes the Meteor Mash that's super effective against that Fairy.
Wait, is Fish not running Swift?
Fish is not running Swift. He's running Play Rough and Meteor Mash. Kaz, thinking that was a Swift, probably let that go and got super effective down to the deep red as a Play Rough gets shielded by Fish. But look at Fairy Wind's not doing anything. Maybe Kaz can get to another Play Rough? Almost. Unfortunately not. But does Fish know that? Does Fish want to shield this?
Yeah. So this Clefable's pretty healthy with a lot of energy. This is getting shielded.
Ooh, this is absolutely. And look at that. The Clefable playing real hard against both of Kaz's Pokemon. All three of Kaz's Pokemon. Just with the Meteor Mash alone. That Clefable is just putting the pressure down. Kaz is probably sitting there going, oh, he does have a Clefable.
Jeez.
Look at the damage. And here comes Sableye. Now onto that Amoonguss. Amoonguss just has to put pressure down Brown. Like, all he needs to do is just throw some charge move and chip damage.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need to shield.
I mean, considering the Clefable got a 2-for-1 there. That just means it's a 2-for-1 now with Mag Mortar and Sableye. This is. Oh wow! Don't even
Sableye can do it. Come on, Goldie, you got it, girl.
I think Kaz is going to go to game number 2.
Well aware of how astonishing that tough move is, but she's not done yet, Brown. She said, no, the Queen Bee's going to throw this Swift, and you're going to take this Swifty hit all the way to the shield. And an Astonish goes through. Kaz really holding on to those shields, man.
I mean, the real question now, that brings up a very good point, I think Meteor Mash was pretty clear and obvious that it might be very useful in this meta.
They banned steel typing. Like, clearly steel typing is going to be a thing.
I mean, now that they're picking their teams, I'm looking up Pokemon on PvPoke that have access to steel moves right now in this meta. So let's see if we can't find something while we wait after his battles, because that steel typing
really wanted Steelix to play, but Steelix can't because it's steel ground and steel's not.
Or at least access to a steel move is the real question, because it may be Clefable.
Exactly. Yeah. The only thing that has the Meteor, which is so interesting, which is why I'm really intrigued about Lapras. Lapras is one of those, but like with Surf being what it is now, is it that good? And Clefable leads right into the Weezing. And this is a lot better for Kaz now, because now she can keep this, and it's not already loaded up with energy. But here comes the first charge move. Obviously, it's the Meteor Mash. We'll see if she shields it for the first time. She will.
Yeah, that Ariada's had to play because that, okay, nice catch there by Fish. But it's on the bait, so really not that big of a trade-off for either side. So you'll see Kaz build back up to that damage there, but these Fairy Winds are being resisted.
So here's a great play. I actually thought she would have just stayed in that, and that way she could just do with all that energy, take this Amoonguss down, let Weezing go down, and then have the Clefable come back out on the Weezing with the Ariados now, because she's got that Ariados. Yeah, but
see what the Ariados is matched up against potentially.
I see it. He's bringing that Mag Mortar. He's not. Now that Sableye is off the table with the Power Gem,
man,
like, come on.
That Mag Mortar is a problem, too.
Right. And this is where Kaz needed to win this. She needed to win the Switch, and this is why I chose Amoonguss as number 1, and this is why I said keep the G-Weezing in there and just start spamming that energy off. But it's not in there, because look at that. There's so much problems with these two Clefable and Mag Mortar right now. This is so insane.
This is bad. Kaz is not.
She's not gonna be happy what she sees next.
You know, at least we have Trailblaze. Oh, I'm sorry, Lunge. We have Lunge at least to those Fire Spits do less.
But so here's the thing. This is the beauty about Ariados too, is that it learns Shadow Sneak. So if you really want to sacrifice Lunge or Trailblaze and put Shadow Sneak on instead of that, I would suggest that, especially in this meta. There aren't Darks out there, so you don't really need Lunge unless you want a debuff.
Well, Sosa, you bring up a very good point. So typically there is a reason to run Shadow Sneak. Typically you run Shadow Sneak in Frostlass metas. So like with typically Ghost dominant meta. So this is definitely a Ghost dominant meta. So the point you bring up there is definitely very applicable to this situation.
Did Mag Mortar just school everybody?
It did. That's what we just talked about before this, did we not? That Mag Mortar can be a problem.
It can be a problem, and I am here for it. Fire is finally showing up.
I mean,
oh my goodness.
I mean, I think we're gonna see Sandslash come here. I think Sandslash has to come.
Absolutely.
That Mag Mortar, I think it's Sableye and Sandslash. You've got to bring both.
I think with this look right here.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I think with this look right here, with this first play look, I don't think you're going to be grabbing your grass Pokemon as your ghost. And I think you're absolutely going to need a ghost Pokemon, whether it's ghost whatever, but it's not going to be ghost grass because Magmortar is literally just closing out everything like a mother. And it is awful.
Okay.
Look,
Kaz is trying to bait out the...
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. This Amoonguss is so tanky, bro. Like, it's just gonna yawn. It's not even halfway done, and it's got a foul play ready to go. I do understand now that Fire Spin's not doing as much. Those rock throws took it out. I think Crustle comes and plays huge up in this next meta. The way Magmortar is playing here, even with the debuff, Magmortar still looks terrifying. But here she comes with the Night Slash, with the Sand Attack. It is debuffed once.
See, Magmortar is good, but Ground is also pretty dang good.
Right? I really like your Marowak play for sure.
Yeah, I liked Marowak a lot. It's going to be an RPS triangle of Grass-type Pokemon, Ground-type Pokemon, Magmortar. This is your RPS triangle. And it's how you can navigate it. The Ghosts were kind of supposed to, like, break that. But I think there's just a lot of stuff that can hit the Ghosts, which makes them...
Now, there's a Ghost Fire that we are not talking about in a Alolan Marowak right now, and we need to make sure that that isn't going to be the Magmortar core break, because Magmortar doesn't have anything against fighting or a Ghost Pokemon. So a Play Rough gets a final shield finally, as Kaz is trying so desperately to get a win here.
Magmortar has the Scorching Sands for Alolan Marowak.
But Marowak has the Bone Club and can get to that quicker.
Well, I
remember Bone Club got boosted too.
Sorry, did you say a Marowak or a Alolan Marowak?
Alolan Marowak.
Yeah,
Marowak has Bone Club too.
Yeah. I was just saying that the Magmortar has the Scorching Sands to hit it for super effective.
I understand, but I mean, you're going to get the shield, but you can get the Bone Club before Scorching Sands. And so that Alolan Marowak could be just as oppressive. But as you see, Kaz has to farm this down. She does. She bakes energy, and back comes the Amoonguss. Go for the Scorch Earth Power, girl. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye. With the grass not being super effective, and this is why I think Amoonguss and Cacturn are going to be the grass Pokemon of choice. I think these two are going to be huge because not only can they play against the specific typing, but they cover that ground
this may not be over. This may not be over.
How? This Pokemon is so he's going to take this. He should take this. This is going to put him in the red. He's fine. He's fine. Mate, Amoonguss is so tanky. Amoonguss is so tanky, and it's astonishing. Look at the switch timer, too. Don't forget, that switch timer is up. That switch timer is up. Is it ready? Is it ready? Can she make the catch? Can he make the catch? Oh, not going to make the catch. But an Astonish took it deep down.
Yeah, what is the best? I don't know. Is Play Rough the best second move? Oh, wait, what were you saying, Sosa?
Oh, she did.
I'm sorry. What were you saying, Sosa?
I thought she was gonna make the catch.
I'm sorry. What were you saying, Sosa?
I thought he was gonna prep the make. He was gonna make that catch.
I'm sorry, Sosa.
At least I managed one.
You got one. Yes.
I'm sorry, Sosa. What were you saying, Sosa? I'm sorry.
I was saying Magmortar's a monster. I think we're all saying Magmortar's a monster now.
A monster.
I believed Kaz. Asked Sosa if I believed. I said this is not over.
Hey,
Sosa said this is us.
We all believed in Kaz, but
I don't know if he had my mic on at the time. Like I was saying at the end of this battle, like, nah, I'm done here. Like,
I thought
as soon as her G-Weezing came out against my Clefable, both of us had shields up. I'm like, nah, that's it. This is Kaz.
I think the energy advantage I got more than anything was it. It wasn't even the shields because the Clefable actually does outpace. To the more necessary. But I had an energy advantage. So that's what gave me that win. Figured it out.
Figured it out. Yo, you guys really,
I really
showed
didn't have
us
anything for that Magmortar. Jeez.
No, and like you really
Yeah.
showed an exploitation that we were talking about, in that your grass can't come from ghosts. You really need to have a ghost in this meta to soak up, because not a lot of stuff is gonna like that fire Pokemon if it comes out. And if you have Decidueye and Ariados and Clefable, and they've got
really
Clefable Magmortar, you're like,
I was really actually surprised at how well the Ariados managed to do against the Magmortar.
It
Like
didn't-
the
yeah.
lunge did more than I thought it would. And the poison jabs do start to add up. I mean, it's a glassy Pokemon, and that's not a winning matchup. But it's just something to note.
Yeah.
I was actually
I think
surprised.
he threw a shield
Yeah.
to me in game 1.
Yeah, because I got
yeah.
to 2 lunges, and that actually would have KO'd with the poison sting damage in addition to, which was really interesting. And that's why I had to bring it. Like, I was like, well, my only option is to finally bring Alolan, or not the Alolan, the Cantonian Sandslash out.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta.
Yeah. I mean, with just how strong Magmortar looks, I mean, the Jellymeister looks like it definitely has a lot of play right now in this. Just how strong that thing was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's just so much dark damage running around though. Like, what?
Yeah.
Well,
Dark and
just
Ghost.
just don't get the Jellymeister on the Dark or the Ghost type, and you're good.
Okay, but let me write that down.
Wait. Jelly's weak to dark type? Is that what we're? Oh my God.
Yeah. Just don't put it on. Just don't get it in bad matchups. You're good.
okay, this is key success in their first meta, folks. Right here, big professional key tip. Don't marry your ghost water Pokemon with the dark types. You're good.
Exactly. Just don't do it. You're good.
But,
And you
but I
win.
also do think that because I will be honest, the last time that I have used the Galarian Weezing or the Clefable was in Ultra League.
Yeah.
So I had a sort of misproportionate sense of what a Meteor Mash would do.
Yeah.
Oh, that did a lot.
That did a lot.
When you let through
That
video
It
mash, I
it
was
is-
like, wait, did she forget?
Yeah.
Like, because I mentioned it as well.
I did no, I didn't forget. I just thought
Yeah,
it would
right.
do less. But
Right.
it's also helpful to note in that matchup that since the Galarian Weezing is resisting the Fairy Winds from the Clefable, even though the Meteor Mash does a lot, like, it still gives me a chance to get some energy and at least force a shield back. It's just worth noting.
And I don't know if I should put Sludge Bomb on a Moongus, because that made that matchup against Weezing very hard.
Yeah,
That's
that
what I'm
was-
saying. Like,
yeah.
you gotta put, and I was thinking maybe even Sludge on G Weezing. Because it does learn
Sludge
Sludge.
is such a bad
I
move.
know it's such a bad move.
move.
I know it's such a bad move, but think about it. The pressure you would have put on that shield on top of everything against Clefable, because now you're playing G Weezing as a fairy, and you're against a fairy who can beat other fairies. There is no other fairy out there. We were talking about what other thing has steel type move.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking right now. So
that's what Clefable is. Clefable's gonna put that steel move down, and if we're seeing a big shift with ground and only Clefable or G Weezing, people are gonna be leaning to that Clefable more. So maybe Sludge. Yes, it's a terrible move. I'm not disagreeing with you, but it just like Leaf Tornado helped out what's his name in that one tournament with Superior instead of having Frenzy Plant. He got to the charge move to throw the energy and get the win instead of getting to the 45. You know what I'm saying? So
I'd be interested to see how Sludge performs against some of like the dark types and the bug types, because it's a bad move. So like, I just don't know if it's worth it to not have the the nuke-like option of the Play Rough.
Completely.
Well,
Because you need,
does well
because you
against
need
bugs
Brutal
anyway.
Swing. Like, you absolutely
You do need
need.
Brutal Swing.
You absolutely no. Everybody's saying Brutal Swing's the must, and then this is another thing that we love. I love about that and this is why I love having all three of you on, because we all have different play styles. I would say Sludge or Overheat. So you're saying Play Rough for the nuke. Granted, we all understand the coverage of Brutal Swing, but we're playing our own style and bringing in our own teams for it. And that is the beauty of Grassroots. If you take anything away from this season 2 and what we're doing here tonight, is that you can really play with the same Pokemon and still have a completely different play style of team. Amoonguss without Sludge Bomb, Amoonguss with Sludge Bomb. You know, so many different styles. It's so amazing to see battlers come out and play here tonight.
So one thing, do some fact checking. So there's only a few Pokemon with steel moves in this meta. Clefable is one. There are 0 ghosts.
Okay.
What's the third typing?
Ground or bug?
Of the ground. I forget which one there was, but there's one that had Gyro Ball. I can't remember which one it was.
It's probably Sandslash, honestly.
Sandslash.
Yeah,
yes. Yes, it does.
I can't remember. But as the poison types, there is
no
bug types
type.
are 2. Sorry,
Okay.
I meant bug. Other bugs, there's 2. You have Scoliope of Gyro Ball, and then you have what I'm going to be bringing to a tournament soon, Ninjask with Metal Claw.
Metal Claw, which is good
That's
now.
the benefit of
That's the
Ninjask. I
benefit.
see.
Okay.
I see
That-
what they're doing
So
now.
wait, Scolipede knows Gyro Ball? Because I've got myself a
it's
Scolipede
a
ready to
relic.
go.
It does, yeah. I'm going to just run a bunch of steel moves and see how many I can land on in our tournament because I want to be fun.
Yeah.
For the record, if you have been able to get the regional Pokemon of Klefki, that is a Steel Fairy type.
Which is
Steel is
banned.
banned. Steel
Oh,
is banned.
yeah.
That's why you
Oh,
can't
really?
have Fire Fang,
Mawile.
Mawile,
Yeah,
Shadow
yeah,
Fire
yeah.
Fang, Mawile. Because I was looking at that, I was like, oh man, Fire Fang would have been great. But yeah, this meta is so interesting. It's so amazing to see that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to get any sort of edge against the grass, against the fairy, to have sludge or a poison type move like cross poison. None of you had cross poison on Ariados, which I've played against and just spam and spam and spam. And it's like, yo, stop it. Stop. No, stop it. Stop it.
Well, also, I just realized something as well. Donphan has it as well with Heavy Slam. You have Nidoking with...
Is Donphan normal, though? Is it just
No,
ground?
it's
No.
pure ground.
It's pure ground. Cool.
You have
And it has Mud Slap, too.
Nidoking with Iron Tail.
Who's got
you
the
have
Nidoking?
Oh.
Onyx with Heavy Slam and Iron Head.
Oh my God.
And then I found the Core Breaker. I'm pretty sure it's legal. Actually, I bet it's bad, but I don't care.
What is it? What is it?
Clay Doll with access to Gyro Ball.
Oh, God.
Gyro
No,
Ball,
we're
Ice
done with
Beam,
Psychic
Clay
Cup.
Doll.
Done with it.
Yes! Yes!
Let's go!
Warrior J Mac in chat suggesting Garvantula.
I think that it just is a little less than other bugs because of its electric typing. It's so weak
Shuckle.
to all the grounds.
Yeah.
Do not bring Shuckle.
Oh my gosh, I can bring Shuckle!
Do not.
Oh, does Shuckle bring a terrible cord for you, Bird Flyer?
I swear to God.
And there's a whole bunch in this meta that resists bug, which means you're kind of restricted to discharge, and that I think does make Garvantula a reasonable amount worse.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, you have ground types that resist electric.
And they're
Yeah.
going to throw rock moves, too.
But I don't think there's too many ground types running around. Kaz did bring a Sandslash, which is one, and then there's a Runarigus, which is double resisting electric and single resisting bug. So that's going to be a bad one.
Those mud slappers that Brown brought, I was, pretty upset by that because nothing on, my team actually resisted that damage except for
Sure.
one Pokemon. So,
Maybe you get yourself a Clay Doll then. Just start playing with Clay Doll, Kaz.
Listen, I have a Clay Doll.
It's a
I've
flying
been using
bird.
Clay Doll. It looks like an owl.
It looks like an owl, right? It's like a
Right
flying
now.
bird.
I can see that, yeah.
The mystical universal.
They've
superb
given it
owl.
everything, and it's like everything. It's almost as loaded up
Yeah.
on movesets as
And you know
Mew
what else
is.
it has? Mud slap.
Mud Slap, yeah. Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Grass Knot. It's insane.
Oh, I found another user.
But we're gonna wrap it up. There's actually something we want to talk about on the meta. So before we do, I want to just give a touch base because Devin wanted us to get this out there. It's the roadmap through season 2, and I'm glad we got this graphic up for you, the audience member, because they've invited some incredible action happening throughout the season this year. They are doing international mega tournaments. So every second month, they're going to have an international mega tournament for a specific region for that month. So as you see in November, you're going to have the Latinum. In February, you're going to have the EME. In April, you'll have APAC, and in June, you'll have NA. And then in July, we get Worlds. So it's another 8-month battles or badges of fun, metas of fun to battle it out. There it is. And one big tournament ending in July 2025. This is their road. I'm excited to bringing out these megas. This is going to be huge.
Yeah, it's exciting that they're finding a way to kind of give each region its own little spotlight, not only like for players to kind of just participate within their region with other players, but also so other people can kind of like get a way to view people in other regions. Because I think that that's like one of the challenges that I see a lot with the Play Pokemon circuit is that like we have so much coverage of NA and EU, we rarely get to see the other regions featured. So the fact that Devon has picked up on that as well and is giving us a way to kind of like see these featured players, these top trainers from other regions, is really, really cool, honestly.
Yeah. Gentlemen, do you have anything on the roadmap here?
So are these going to be in-persons?
Yes. These should be high performance battler featured, open to all trainers, time zones, favorite the featured regions. Oh, it might be.
No, so it'll be remote.
No,
live, special live remote tournaments. Special live remote tournaments.
Okay.
And these will be streamed on Devon. So this is what their first stream for their channel is. I thought we were going to be able to kick this off as our first stream on Devon. Unfortunately, it's not that, but we're here to give everybody their meta guides as we're kicking off October with our brand new Crypt meta. So Devon giving us the roadmap, telling us it's going to be 8 months of pure battling pleasure. We're wrapping up now. Brown Baller, with your final thoughts here. Actually, let's start with you, Miss Kaz. Let's get with you. We'll end with Brown Baller and myself. Your final thoughts on the Crypt meta in season 2 of Devon.
Well, these are like the meta was just released a couple days ago, so just kind of looking at it and then getting my first chance to practice with it today. The meta seems really diverse. I'm excited to see a lot of Pokemon that have not yet really been featured, even in limited metas, like the Magmortar. Have a chance to shine. I always love sort of spooky themes around this time of year, and I think that this brings out all the ghosts, which is also just a really fun theme to thematically go fit in this time of year for us in the northern hemisphere. Sorry, Fish.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but I'm look forward to seeing your guys' notes as well.
Fish?
Yeah, I like you saw how much use I got out of Magmortar, so I'm a fan of that one. Definitely got a lot of use out of Clefable in the second matchup, so I'm liking that. This was a good opportunity to learn a little bit more about what works in what contexts. So I'm glad to have that extra information. If you watching at home got some of that information too, then you've already got a leg up on the competition. So good luck to you for your month.
Brown, we've seen numerous amounts of metas over the season 1. How are you feeling about this meta compared to the other ones?
Man, they're all my children. I can't pick a favorite. I feel like this is fun. This one's really good. I like this one a lot. There is so much to pick from. The only thing I ask is, Devon, please put Ninjask in every single meta, no matter what. Please put it in every meta. Please just make it every single meta so I can run Ninjask to what's it called? The World Champion number 2 with Ninjask, my team. Please, Devon. Please. This is the one thing I ask. I just built a Ninjask and I'm just gonna run it in every tournament. I don't care. I'm going to do it as long as you make it eligible. Please make it eligible. Please, I'm asking you. This is the one time.
Thank you for your final thoughts on the Crypt meta.
Yes, yeah. I am running. I am running Ninjas.
The only thing I care about is Ninjas.
Oh my god, about his Ninjas, please. He sounds like a drug.
running.
Hey, Devin, here's what I need you to do. I need you to ninjas that. Can you ninjas that?
This is an awesome meta. I love this meta already. I'm gonna run Ninjask every single tournament I play. If I'm free, please ping me. Say, hey, do this tournament so I can run Ninjask. I'm going to do this the entire month and be like the Ninjask guy. You know what else is eligible? Shedinja, but that's bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your final thoughts, you guys and girls. It was wonderful to have all you trainers here giving us this amazing analysis and having fun and breaking in our new meta for season 2. For me, the final thought is it's a Halloween meta right on October. I'm all about it. The ghosts seem to be playing that neutral play. It seems like they'll be filling in the spot of normal typings when it comes down to soaking up energy and being your tanks with that Dusk Noir, with that Dusk Clops. There are other ghost Pokemon out there that are tinky as well that you can soak up.
Decidueye.
Decidueye. There you go. There you go. But I absolutely, oh my god! When you let loose on it, when it didn't have to worry about Magmortar, my goodness. But yes, it's definitely a fun meta. Again, we kicking us off with your style of picking and having fun. As you can see, all of us are getting giddy on finding new Pokemon to play with. Even though our first looks give us some of the best Pokemon to look at, we sit there like, well, wait a minute. Now I could probably play with something a little funner. So it's wonderful to get the first look out and then from there go on. And this meta gives that to us, the battlers. So I'm really excited about the Crypt. Thank you, Brown Baller, Fish on a Heater, and Hurricane Kaz for joining me tonight and being a part of the Pokebattle Network's meta spotlight of the Crypt Cup. You can find all these wonderful, amazing people. Hurricane Kaz over on her Twitter channel, right? Just Twitter right now? Or
yeah,
X?
just
X.
Twitter right now. No, I refuse.
Nah, I don't blame you.
And you can find me at the Hurricane Kaz if you want to see what I'm up to over there.
And aren't you doing amazing things over as on another show for Amazing Battlers?
Yes, I'm also featured co-host on the Battle Cats podcast with Caleb Peng, T. Wastel, and Steve, PvP nice. Steve. So you can find us over there chatting about in-game events, the Play Pokemon circuit, the competitive metas going on at the moment, and with a lot of fun bets currently going on. You can learn more about our podcast at Battle Cats Pod, and that's cats with a Z.
Excellent. That's where we can find you killing it, growing up and getting a bunch of stuff out there. Fish on a Heater. You actually host tournaments for people, do you not?
Yes, that's right. I just want to quickly mention that I find it hilarious that Sosa had to remind you of the podcast because he has to do that for me every single time.
You guys have incredible podcasts, and it's specifically battling. Like, if there's anything out there I care about, it's just battling podcasts, and yet none of you are like, yeah, you just find me on Twitter. Bye. It's like, well, wait a minute.
Listen,
you're like, and the podcast, like, yes.
If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see me repost links to it all the time. So, I mean...
Yes,
I've been getting better at that lately. Like, GoCast Chris had to be like, you could promote it a little more. I'm like, yeah, I could do that, shouldn't I? So yeah, we do host these tournaments in the Pallet Town PvP Discord server. Probably the best way to find me is Fishonaheater _ on Twitter, and there'll be links to everything that I do. No, so. There's a link to the Discord server. There we go. In my bio. That's it. So click on that link.
We get there eventually.
We get there eventually. You have to find the troll and tip him.
Answer questions 3. You know.
On a full moon. Only on a full moon. But yes, we do practice tournaments for Play Pokemon as well. We have the monthly Devon Cups. We're right in the middle of our Ultra League draft competition, which is just always so much fun. So yeah, join us there.
Awesome. And Brown Baller, you're here on Poke Battle Network as an analysis every month for it. Where else can people find you?
The best way that people can find me is they can just text my cell phone number. That my cell phone number is just kidding. No, they can find me over on Twitch at
Pokemon dating app? Did this become a Pokemon dating channel? What happened? Battling, sir, battling.
No, they can find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/brownballer10. And then you can watch me do my shenanigans. I don't have a podcast, but I can talk a lot.
Yes, you can.
About anything that's said that's not the topic.
Ninjask podcast now.
But yeah, I've been doing my DVL sets pretty much every day, unless I'm kind of tired. But then every better rotation will be over here, breaking down the meta. And I'd really like to try and do more, I guess, I call them pre-release tournaments. I think the plan is on this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over in the Flash for Everyone server. If you're not in that server, there should be a link in this video description down below. We'll be having a tournament on the Crypt meta. I'm going to be streaming it. Solis is going to be streaming it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully everybody else can join. It's going to be unranked, so bring your fun, break them cores, and, try and figure out.
He's saying is Ninjask required on all teams.
It is required.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a premium slot now. They've this just in. Devin told me.
We're just about to start in Palatown our Ninjask Cup, where you can only have 6 Ninjas.
Oh, good thing I have 6 of them already built. Let's go.
All with different movesets.
Excellent. Well, that is where you can find these amazing casters. And I'm Sosaflo here at Poke Battle Network, where we're providing all of the meta core spotlights. We'll be doing the tournaments like Brown Baller says. On top of, we'll have videos with tournament runs where we'll follow maybe our world champion Ryblet and see how he does in this October, and also all the other metas, tournament battles that we do and shoutcast throughout the month. Very excited about season 2 of Devon, so be out there and check out devon.gg. Be sure to hit like on this video so that the algorithm knows to send it out, so that battlers are aware on where the content is for these Devon Corp metas. That's gonna wrap it up for us here at the Poke Battle Network. Thank you all for watching, and like always, keep on battling.